I have to say, the SAT word play from Bach is looking really
1600
solid.
he did, yeah.
Yeah, it has to be. And I will say here as well, just kind of looking at the map selections, not bad for manipulation's sake for LG to kind of put a favorable first 2 maps on the board here for us, Dust.
You know, I might hesitate to agree there. I mean, LG, first of all, I don't like the lack of initiation on this comp, like with flashes, just not having them. I don't like it. Paranoia, yeah, kind of one, but not really. And Breach, we've just seen how powerful he can be on this map. And honestly, LG, they've been going 1 for 1 on this map their last 6 or 7 games. Like, it has not been consistent for them. And then FaZe looked hot early on against Honor Thieves yesterday, but couldn't close with the 9-3 lead. So it's
absolutely,
it's a head scratcher. I don't think either team has been particularly, like, lighting the world on fire on this map recently is what I mean.
That's fair. And also just to kind of throw it into the mix, when they had played in the group stage, this map was not a part of the pool, so a unique look for both of these 2 teams in the head-to-head. But FaZe, taking some defensive aggression, has kept LG at least somewhat surprised and lit it over towards A, and it actually forces them up in towards vents. Really good stuff coming out with the Aftershock combination, and LG have been completely entrapped inside the middle of the map.
Yeah, the stun plus the Aftershock in the vents. I mean, that is just running them through the blender at that point. FaZe on for a flawless, perhaps they can finish this one off. Tig trying to come through and actually catches him while blind, flying through the air. Baby Bay, though, able to trade back with poise to get him into a 3v1 against Moose.
0 Point will catch out Moose, but there is still a little bit of time here to work with. Also has the ability, if he wants a ghost, to pick it up, but decides to instead stay on the frenzy. And the timing of this rotation will work out for a look over towards B. The biggest question will be, is Dicey going to get an angle to actually catch Moose on the drop? He would have to go pretty darn quickly here. It looks like for the most part, FaZe are going to allow a plant to happen at B and play retake.
Not a bad call.
10 seconds left.
FaZe often does that, by the way. That's kind of their trademark style defensively, and why not? They are the best team in retakes in NA, statistically speaking, through the groups.
See if that pans out this time around. Moose on the ropes has to go to the reload, and that will be the end of him. Dicey cleans things up, and good map control and presence, tempo, all the things you want to see from FaZe already established in round number 1.
Yeah, again, just to reiterate, you know, they come in with 49% retake success and often do play for the post plant defensively. And I mean, they've been rewarded for it with a lot of wins on defense side, playing that way. And, you know, I like it for multiple reasons. For one, it kind of lets you gather yourselves and kind of plan out how you're going to take things together. Yeah, maybe you're sacrificing a little bit of economy punishment by letting it spike down, but at the same time, you're also not giving them a chance to just, like, pick you off one by one and maybe throw the round away. So I think it's a good call from FaZe. You know, when you have those guys who are really good at getting first bloods, it's one of those things where you kind of get to use that in your favor on a retake when they get to just kind of go in there swinging and dictate the pace. So,
yeah,
don't mind that call in the 3-on-1, as we are going to see if they can, you know, build off of it.
Or picked up by Modest, challenged by Dicey's, but the shot with the Marshall just a touch off. So it's collected without any punish. And LG very responsive to the quick aggression from FaZe, going to pay some mind to the respect that, hey, it could happen again. But FaZe are going to be taking a more labored approach, just kind of clinically breaking down the middle of the map. Fast lane will go up. This is all about trying to get Baby Bay through. And if the relay bolt comes out, Baby Bay is just going to relocate and make sure that, mid-vents is not fully taken. Poised there for the crossing angle, and that will be good for first blood once again.
See what they were going for there. They were trying to trap with the grab well inside vents. However, LG is able to escape back down to the bottom of middle, but FaZe still collecting frags with the superior firepower across the map, so really no harm, no foul on that. Trademark destroyed. Aftershock, the immediate response there from Flya. Not going to get any damage, but does slow the push down, allowing Baby Bay to get back in position at stairwell. He's able to get the pick onto Moose. Dicey finds Tig, and this is pretty much it.
Yeah, just really good rotational timings here for FaZe early, just to establish some assistance and just make sure everyone's helping one another. It's good awareness. With that, of course, good communication to follow up and make sure everyone stays safe, except for Fly, who did fall in the opening engagement, but still, largely speaking, healthy as you'd like for FaZe.
Absolutely. And again, I feel like defense is where FaZe is going to need to get their rounds. And so this is great to see them get a good start. Their attacking side, they only got 1 round against 100 Thieves yesterday. And, you know, when you look kind of further back towards the beginning of the year with their old roster, they only had a few attacking rounds against Guard. So when they played against VCT quality teams, the attack has sometimes struggled in this match. So I feel like the big defense is kind of where they can build their confidence.
Yeah, I like that call.
There.
So we'll see what they can pull off here on the bonus. With LG full rifles, for the most part, being earned up. A couple of the players will lack a little bit of early utility, but for the most part, everything you'd want offensively to attack is going to be here. Boys holding on to a flash, and yeah, FaZe is ready to try to bait and switch this. Boombot comes out, flashes come through, but largely speaking, no contest will occur.
Yeah, you could tell they had the trap sprung and ready to fight if there was going to be a scrap at top middle, and that's a good call when you have Spectres. You're able to kind of force maybe a close range fight in that situation. You get the most value out of it, but kind of had to pull the plug on that. Now we see LG pivoting over towards A side. Some Asher Stars being put into place. Superman, if he triggers at the right time, it could be huge, but he gets caught before he really has a chance to make anything happen. That's a big entry for B-Dog.
High ground still in control, though, for FaZe. Looking to re-rack back around, and if they catch some timing here off the fast line, maybe there's a chance to isolate, but LG very aware of the play through ramps. Trades favoring the attack as the spike gets planted, and for Dicey and Flya, at least you're able to collect one rifle, but you're hitting this from the same direction. There is a stack here for LG. Fault line will come through that will only touch onto Mata, and Dicey, as he throws the shoulder, will very quickly realize that he's not going to get the benefit of an opening first engagement boost there to challenge B-Dog to finish it off, and LG, they deny the bonus and get onto the board.
Indeed, they do. Taking advantage of the bonus situation, and that's something I'm going to be kind of looking out for Luminosity on the attacking side, is that B-Dog, when you go first kills to first deaths, out of all duelists and flexes in a Valorant, he's been the second highest at the conversion. You know, being able to get up there and do big things. I mean, he is number 3 in first blood success rate, number 5 in first bloods per round. So he's really good at that. The problem is no one else really is doing the same thing on the team. And they are the only playoff team to only have one player positive on first kills to first deaths. And so it's just heavily reliant on B-Dog creating those openings, man. And that's something that you can't really count on, I feel like, deep into this half now that weapons are out for FaZe.
Yeah, I think just to kind of re-hit on top of that in particular, you look back to the last time that these two teams had played, a lot of the success that B-Dog had was by way of the operator in those first kills. So we'll see if that's going to come in here. Not often you see that on Split. First blood for Superman immediately countered, as LG will get foot on towards site. Not comfortable enough yet to set up for a plant, but the neural theft will give the information that you're looking for. Mata holding the close corner as the play through screens will be double hit by B-Dog as part of the picture. Relay bolt will connect, but it'll be the spike down at LG with the numbers.
Indeed, and I think Flya spotted the leg of Mata there, so we'll be able to throw out some utility and keep Mata pinned along. They to swing out, but Mata still wins the fight anyway. I thought FaZe had some good team play there, but Mata survives through it all. And now Flya just has to kind of tuck tail between legs and skedaddle out of there. That's going to give LG the opportunity to tie this thing up right away at 2 apiece. Yeah, very well done from LG. Really good fighting over at screens and really good catch on Baby Bay to, you know, keep this one close and put the economy of FaZe in a tough spot.
And here's another little fun stat as we kind of dig into this series at large. Yeah, no, you do. There's not a lot of big positives when you look at like the group stage overall for LG, save some of their life by moments. But for FaZe Clan, they were holding a 56% win rate in the groups when they were playing full versus full rounds. In their losses, though, in particular against LG, but also versus 100 Thieves yesterday, they slipped underneath 48%. So winning those full versus full rounds with good first blood engagements, I think is going to be a major key to victory for LG if they want to repeat the success they found versus FaZe in the group stage.
That's really been the story of FaZe, really all group stage long. It's been the Dicey and Baby Bay show, right? I mean, both of those guys are within the top 5 for first blood success rate and first bloods per round. I mean, it's kind of wild to think that you have 2 guys that are that good, and it really kind of plays to their aggressive play style. So, I mean, if you're going to play that type of scrappy, you know, in-your-face style of play, you need guys who are able to bang in those situations, and Dicey and Baby Bay has certainly been able to do that. Obviously, this round, going to be tough when you just have pistols. You can't really engage the same way early round that you want to. Kind of just have to play something gimmicky, as we are going to see this hit coming into B.
Oh, very quickly, Mata right into the face of Dicey. He thought maybe there was an opportunity with how good Dicey is to possibly get an early initiation trade, but not going to work out for him. And it will be poised on the other side of the map. Now just having to wonder what exactly do you do with the Frenzy in a 1v3.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Don't see him doing a whole heck of a lot. LG looking to secure the lead, and I was happy to see Mata really just get out scrapping that round. I mean, the guy is always had like a pretty solid ceiling, and when he's on the right agent, he's feeling it. He can have massive impact, and Raze is certainly that agent. I feel like when you see him have to flex to other kind of, you know, roles and such, he's not as impactful with the fragging. But when he's in it, man. I mean, he's a pretty steady player. Like, he is the sidekick that B-Dog needs if they're going to be successful this series. I mean, he's kind of hovers around like the top 15, I would say, in categories like ACS and ADR. So he's pretty up there, but I would just say he hasn't taken the same leap between Stage 1 and Stage 2 that B-Dog has. B-Dog has like really hit another level this stage, and you know, if Mata can kind of live up to that in the playoffs, I think that, you know, LG might be able to go toe-to-toe with FaZe here and keep their tournament life alive.
And it's not even, I think, just the comparison between Mata and B-Dog, but also Mata versus other flex duelists in North America right now, too. So, yeah, I think you put out a really good point. So, here we go.
Yeah, I mean,
do another full versus full
when
round.
you compare it the other way, I mean, Dicey and Baby Bay are 2 top 5 players statistically in the region.
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
But B-Dog doesn't have that same level of powerful sidekick. Like, don't get me wrong, Moose is pretty stable. You know, Mata does have the ceiling to go and contend. Even Tig has his pop-off moments, but it's just about putting it all together at the right time, because elimination's on the line here. You know, that is something that can't be understated how important this game is. You know, for LG, they didn't even get a chance at the upper bracket. For FaZe, they, I mean, had so many chances to beat 100 Thieves yesterday and could not come up with it despite having a lead in every single game. And they need to shake that off, because this is important not only for this playoff bracket, but for LCQ standings.
Yeah. Very much so the case, as LG have worked their way through mid-mail. Last pack was there to deny the trademark, but FaZe is starting to rotate. Very aware of the possible threat that could be lurking in the vents. Nearby is Dicey with an operator to the right of this play for LG. Showstopper out. Oh, but how about the illusion on a Baby Bay? Still able to turn that into one elimination. Oh, Neon different just a little bit right there, but LG still turned things back to a 3v3, and honestly speaking, this is still not comfortable for LG. 30 seconds on the clock, and Poise is in a great spot to deny this hit.
Oh, what a great kill as well. Mata on the drop down, trying to flash, stay alive to buy more time, and for the time bot, he buys under the frag. B-Dog eventually able to trade, but now it's a 2 versus 2. Time running low. Spike collected the plant, taking a dangerous position, but we see Superman's being very patient here, waiting for this. He catches him.
Tig had the information as Super had taken a couple of the shots at the barrier orb. So now it's just down to B-Dog. Rolling Thunder will miss, but you have to worry about the fact that you're getting isolated and pinched. There's the fault line that will likely do it. And you already mentioned FaZe on the retake. Super solid that time. Huge assistance out of Poise to get to on the site itself.
Yeah, Poise with a fantastic hold, and it's good to see some of these other guys pop off. Get that supporting cast, Baby Bay and Dicey, so they don't have to do all the heavy lifting, because that has happened in the past, if we're honest. But one thing I will say, as Superman, you know, obviously had a big kill there and back calls to help this retake along and combos with Fly to ultimately win this round. That is something I did notice yesterday that really made me a little bit more hopeful for FaZe, is Superman was having some big maps against 100 Thieves yesterday individually. And that is something that we saw him very capable of when he was on Rise earlier this year, but I felt like when he first came on the FaZe, he kind of struggled to find that same, like, steady performance that he was, you know, often credited for when he was on Rise. But yesterday, he kind of broke through, had a couple of big games. If he can keep that up, he could be that, you know, other added fragger that FaZe needs to be successful. And I mean, look at the frag distribution right now. 5 kills for Baby Bay, 4 for everyone else. I mean, they're all lighting up right now to keep this game close, 3-3.
That's exactly what you want if you're a FaZe Clan fan after yesterday in particular, especially just being in such good commanding positions at the scoreboard, not being able to close out games. They'd be in a little bit of trouble. Fast Lane will block vision, and then he'll just high gear it out. And now you start to turn over to Fly's direction. He's playing kind of forcefully so. A very passive angle as the entirety of LG are on the top. And okay, that's going to be the read. Barrier Orb comes down. Dicey from inside the site. Gets an opener, plus gets back towards dirt. Good first blood 5 before we go.
Yeah, really well done there. It doesn't linger around for far too long. I mean, Dicey's so good at being able to get the rendezvous at just the right time. He kind of is able to linger a little bit longer than maybe some other players feel comfortable doing, kind of like Cryocells as well, to get a little bit more, but then still be able to get the safety. And that sets up FaZe again for the retakes, which they're so strong at. Now they have an advantage to do this one.
No command will be spent. Astral Divide also a part of it, and that's a huge first pick for Baby Bay. But do they expect that Moose is also on the flank? He's got to go quickly, though, because his teammates are in trouble. And from this position up top, you may not be able to do all that much. No, it's just down to Moose now. It would have to be a 1v4 in technicality. The Astral Divide is still absolutely blocking his vision from the potential defuse, and Poise will make sure it's not even contested by getting the elimination. And it's FaZe Clan, another solid retake as they take their first lead.
Yeah, really well done there. Obviously, Dicey has to be given a lot of credit for the opening, and Moose almost had a sick time in there, but was just maybe a half second too late on the flank up heaven. He could have maybe blown that thing up, so a little bit unfortunate. But yeah, speak of Dicey, though, by the way, this is a guy that was on 100 Thieves, was a Jet main, kind of just an entry duelist, did pretty well for himself, but wound up being left out of future iterations of the team, was basically on like a 6-month hiatus to a degree, kind of waiting to see what his future would be as a player on a starting lineup. I think he filled in for the Gar briefly. I think he also stood in for 100 Thieves like one time they needed to sub because someone was like ill or had internet issues or something like that in a tournament.
Yeah, I remember this,
but just wasn't really around the scene steadily. Now he's come on the FaZe. He's shown the ability to play Sky to a high level when he first joined the team, and now he has really settled into this chamber role, one of the best in the region. And it's kind of cool to see that comeback story from Dicey as an individual. He's definitely been that added star that FaZe needed to be a more dangerous team, alongside like the new leadership that they brought in, alongside re-implementing Flya off the bench to be that breach, to be that initiator to help them through, that give them some utility to fight with. It's been fun to watch.
And I think just largely speaking, when you've got the ability to pull a quote-unquote flex into the mix here for FaZe, it allows you to pull off compositions that look like this, right? I mean, that's the other thing, is you're not just trusting that BabyBay has to go pop on a solo duelist. He's going to get support now from the just general agent compositions that you're getting, especially with Flya being as good as he has been on the breach. So I think it's a really solid point again. LG going to get largely hit by the 0 point. Yeah, 4 members will be suppressed by this, and LG will show force and then immediately tuck tail and re-wrap back through their spawn.
Yeah, indeed. Not really finding what they were looking for there at A. Now we even see the mid-press coming from BabyBay. Tig is playing sewers, though, kind of watching for this potential push. BabyBay's not getting too crazy. He does have Flyer for support if he needs a fallback, and obviously with Neon's mobility, him being here isn't as dangerous as maybe some other agents would find themselves in. Also has his Astra Star to help cover his fallback. So there's a lot of things in place from the play this way. And that's been the big thing that the devs talked about. It's a more evolved Smeek style where it's not just BabyBay a loose cannon. He's got the support system around him to make plays like that. Just backs off, though. But it's just stalling LG's attack. They still have nothing.
Nothing. There's 0 room to work with. You don't know what is over towards B main, if anything at all. You have to re-clear mid, and now all of a sudden you're kind of forced to go back over towards A, and look at the prediction out of FaZe.
Yeah.
BabyBay's already here. Fast lane if he needs to kind of break up this hit. And this is going to have to be as clean as we've ever seen from LG if you're going to get in and get a plan off.
Yeah, B-Dog needs to have that opening kill status come into play here with Mata. And you're running double duelists, you better be able to flash and dash in there and get something done.
Oh, goodness, and the Astra Star slowing things down with the vacuum being pulled in. BabyBay for the double, eventually traded, but Dicey's just takes a good look at Tig before pulling the trigger, and Moose can do nothing but back out and try to save the rifle.
And again, this is why I don't like the idea of you deciding that you want to play double duelist on this map, and then you have no initiation to help them go forward.
Thank you, yes.
Like, yeah, you have a paranoia, and yeah, you have smokes to cover spots, that make it to where you don't have to worry about certain chokes as you come into sight. You can kind of limit the angles you have to face, but you're not doing anything to make really anyone from FaZe uncomfortable on sight. So if they get the right read and they make the right rotation, you're not dislodging anyone from an angle or a corner. They're able just to sit back here. They're not being phased by anything. I mean, yeah, sure, you can throw a paint shell to a certain spot. Yeah, when you have your ult, you can clear something with Showstopper, but, I mean, it's just not enough, in my opinion. And it shows in their results. They have not had steady success on this map.
Yep. I think especially from the offensive side, it's just how do you get in and then control afterwards with just smokes and walls. Definitely tough to expect. Dicey gets a second look at the hit coming through mid before rendezvousing away. Astra Stars will be replaced to try to help deal with this. Trademark also in the normal location you would expect it to be. LG aware of both of these.
Look, a Flyer ready to go.
Already ready to set up Dicey for another opportunity with this operator. If they do hit their B tower, fault line will connect and LG will be stalled.
And Dicey had the option to take the angle there off the summit, decides to back off. Just kind of let him have it. B definitely a problem right now. Fly the only one defending, but now we see BabyBay making that rotation to Stairwell, continuing to slow them down, that time with the Aftershock. Now here comes the relay bolt from BabyBay. Again, they're just funneling them into mailroom. Burning clock, but now he steps out looking for a fight and lines up only one. That's a great trade for LG.
Now the flash to be here to delay Dicey right back into position, but LG have not hit this as of yet, so maybe a shadow of doubt starting to creep into the defensive minds of FaZe.
I like
LG have not. So yeah, they have not moved though. They're still looking to burst on towards site, and yeah, the defense is a little bit thinner because of it. Last fault line comes out, it does connect. Time is going to become a problem here, Dust.
Yeah.
23 seconds on the clock. You've got to get through Dicey. Wall's going to be the first thing up, but that's of course going to give away that the hit is coming. Can Flya stop this? Going to be smoked initially.
I love this.
And then he's going to stay alive. He's just delaying as long as humanly possible. This is working out great for FaZe.
10 seconds left.
Yeah, this just shows you the fine line between cutting noise to throw in doubt and then running the clock perhaps a little bit too low. And now it's another retake opportunity for FaZe on even numbers, and they have Tig on low HP. Now he's being healed, though, and FaZe still blocked off by some smokes, but they're about to start lining up here with some utility to try to get in here. But with Dicey having an operator, that does make this retake a little bit more difficult.
He's got the Headhunter if he wants it. There are 2 flashes available for Poise on the KO. Shot for Dicey. Gonna go through. Headhunter now in hand. He tries to spam through the dark cover. Tig just dancing with him as if they were partners for years. Oh, and Dicey still gets the win! Dazzle in the corner has to start to pop off as Dicey's the last one left. 1v2. Operator shot will connect. Time becoming a problem, but Dicey still connects with the shots to punish the round. LG will get the 4, but FaZe will feel like that's a marginal W with Dicey's 1v3 technically.
Yeah, I just wish LG would have hit the gas a little faster on B. Again, I like that they cut noise after their initial trade with Baby Bay inside B Heaven to, throw that doubt that maybe they could be transitioning back to middle and transitioning to an A split. But it almost came back to haunt them. Luckily, the barrier orb was there to block off Dicey, and they were able to efficiently handle Fly inside the site. Fly did a good job finding Sanctuary in the Astra smoke and kind of buying time for rotations, and looked like he might be able to at least put up a decent enough hold, but in the end, LG trade their way into a 3-on-3 post plant and hold off the FaZe retake, so well done. Keeps the game close.
Baby Bay looking to get aggressive once more. This is the same setup that they had ran previously. Relay Bull comes down, FaZe is going to force the gunfight, and it will get us to a very early 3v3.
And 2 more detected inside Ramen with that 0-point. Flash comes out from Poised, looking to continue to put this pressure on middle. We are going to see LG kind of use that smoke to their advantage to cross back to sewers, though, to start threatening A position. Now we're getting the clear from Poise at middle, confirming that they have indeed left. Superman still has his utility here in front of him to buy time if he need be. Mata comes through, and he does get the entry.
Decent attempt was made by Supa, but Mata will still collect the kill and get forward. Neural Theft will scout out exactly how this defensive retake may start to form. Fly is still playing close over through screens. Mata does not get the full shoulder check onto him. Fault line will connect technically onto 2. Mata in a little bit of trouble here. That's well done. And now you've got the ability to get the Rolling Thunder into play. Tig popped up into the corner. Fly it for the double. Moose still affected, but he taps away to get the first. Can he shake off the status with the effects? It doesn't matter. A 1v2 for Moose and a Red Bull clutch for LG.
That is absurd that Moose was able to get both those frags while stunned. I thought they had foiled this round and thrown it away, considering they had main advantage on the post plant. But through the stun, Moose just doesn't care. Hits the headshot on the Poise.
Unreal.
For icing on the cake. That is bonkers. And that's the thing, like, Moose never really jumps off the page like a B-Dog does, but he is a steady performer for this team. He is top 10 in KD. He's like top 20 in ACS and the ADR. So he's definitely up there. And he does give that team like a nice foundation to play off of. You always know that he's going to get his and play his role well. And so as long as, Mata and B-Dog are doing their thing and, the leadership's going well, like Moose can provide you those moments like that. But wild how he did it. Let's be honest. You just can't ever expect him. I mean, if you're FaZe, you're probably just wondering, was he not stunned? Like, what was he not FaZe? Like, how has he done that? I mean, great attempt from FaZe, by the way. I thought that ult secured it for him, but yeah, shout out to Moose. Big play.
And now FaZe on round 11 will be hurting financially with just Poise being able to afford any sort of a rifle, even just with light armor. So massive advantage here for LG to get to 6 first and maybe even find a 7-5 offensive half. How incredible would that be, considering that we just went off a whole tirade about how having no initiators kind of weakens up your initial approaches against this FaZe team.
To be fair, they have relied on some pretty crazy individual efforts to pull some of these through.
Absolutely.
I mean, and it came at the right time, too, because now FaZe's economy is in tatter. So that clutch from Moose could be worth 2 rounds, essentially. So we are seeing them kind of do a little bit of a feint at A and now hitting into B. They catch Superman off guard. Dicey, though, fearless, drops down to equalize. Back to a 4-on-4. He has an enemy above him. He realizes it, almost hits it. Now a res comes in 2, though, for LG. They are well set up.
Oh, this is looking really comfortable. 5v2 situation. Finger guns out for Baby Bay, but the overdrive would be hard-pressed to do too much, especially considering that there's still a barrier orb in play. Moose will finish it off. And it's a Prime Gaming Flawless kind of. A little asterisk next to it, the resurrection coming out. And LG have an opportunity in this last round to possibly see a 7-5 offensive half.
Yeah, they very well could. And again, their attacks have been what the struggle has been in their losses throughout the course of this year in VCT, even going back to Stage 1. Like, you look at their loss to Evil Geniuses back in February. They only got 3 attacking rounds in that game. Only 5 against Xset in March, and only 3 against Optic.
Yeah,
just a week ago. Yeah, so I mean, the attack really has been their struggle when they've been unable to get wins, and so to see them do this is great.
Dog on the corner, denied. Bebe still gonna hold. Spamming through, but trades still look decent for FaZe. They'll drop 1. Mata very much so hurt, and there is no ability to heal him as Dazzle was quick to fall.
Yeah, so FaZe getting themselves an edge here early with the 4-on-3. Moose has some space over towards Ransom. We're seeing Tick with the pressure on B. So again, good split pressure from LG, keeping FaZe guessing on where their intended target is. Spike, of course, we can see certainly still sitting outside A position, but now Moose is getting into Vince to backstab middle. Mata catches Flya, and this is getting pretty crazy.
From the shadows will get Tig on towards site. The Spike is not here as of yet. The Superman is a little bit trapped. Made not make much of a difference! How does he get both in the face of a boom pot and a satchel? So now Moose again! I have no idea. But it's a 1v3 for Moose. Suppressed by the null command. And he's got some high ground to work with. Just comes down to the timing of, do you actually find these players over to your left? Sees the shoulder of Supa. Shots come out, but now time becomes a big opponent. As Moose still needs to collect the spike to try to extend this, and Dicey will deny.
Oh my God. Bro, just roll the beautiful bean footage of Superman there. I mean, that is incredible. And again, we saw hints of that yesterday against 100 Thieves. We knew that he was capable from his Rise days, and now he rises to the occasion in this one to tie this thing up. This is just absurd. He gets both. Look at the pressure from the shadows. Has to worry about Tig. Then all of a sudden, he's getting hit by all this raised utility and just pops off anyway. I mean, what a way to tie this thing up.
Welcome back there, friends and family. A 6-6 half after some impressive rounds were strung together, mostly off heroic efforts from LG. FaZe able to salvage round 12 to keep us tied, and a pivotal pistol coming up here, Dust.
And again, this is FaZe's weak point. This is where they really struggled. I think they're only, what, like 35% pistol rate conversion. It's the worst in
real low.
VCT, so chance for LG to maybe use that to their advantage to try to take the slight lead, but oh boy.
Yeah, that
B-Dog ain't going anywhere after that.
Just concussed into place. Now the rest of the utility thrown in towards B as FaZe are quick to follow behind it, but there's a lot of sufficient damage coming out of LG. The paint shells almost took down 2, let alone the 1. So FaZe are going to stick for this plant, but LG have softened up the post plant already pretty considerably, at least in the health pools.
Absolutely, and they're all still fully healthy. And we'll see if LG are able to break through here. Smoke down to try to block an angle to isolate the backside of site. Great paranoia as well to take out Superman. And Poison. Mata builds off of that with Moose to get a pretty good trade.
Oh, but Supa denies the boom bot and gets the right click off on the Tig. And all of a sudden flies over the top of the barrier orb. How has this all happened? It's just down to Moose. And the 1v2 comes out once again. Are you kidding me?
Dude, this game has been an absolute slugfest. I mean, that round epitomizes it with just how those fights broke down inside the site for that retake. I mean, you're at first thinking that, oh, this retake is going to be a cakewalk for LG with the health pool advantage and how they were able to get to the back of the site the way that they did. But this barrier or boost situation for Flya gives him a chance to maybe combo for a 2-on-1 on Moose, but Moose does it again. Another big clutch for him to give LG the lead. Just when he thought the pistol curse was gone for FaZe, it comes right back at him. But here's the other thing FaZe like to do a lot. These aggressive second-round buys.
Yeah, we saw this a lot yesterday versus 100 Thieves. Pretty much every time they were on an attacking half and found at least 3 kills.
No, we didn't see a lot from FaZe yesterday on this map.
Well, yeah,
attacking rounds. But hopefully they can change that here as they get the entry. B-Dog with the trade.
Oh, but Baby Bay in a little bit of trouble. Uses the high gear just to try to slip on the backside. And oh, they don't expect that take. It's already gotten right back up into A tower. So now danger starts to occur for FaZe in 2v3 situation. Spike down up on top. Flash will come through. Flya able to clear out at least the initial ropes on vent. But has to worry about this, the cam and also the defenders themselves.
And now he doesn't have any flashes left either. So utility really not available. Except for 1 star for Superman that I can tell. So to come down the raw fragging, and they are a man down for that. The cam again spots both players inside heaven. And now Dazzle will start slipping in behind and catches Fly in the back.
Really well done for Dazzle. Just to be a part of the play still. So now Supa, nope, nowhere to go. He's completely entrapped and bold for FaZe initially. They had no idea what that initial spy camp was by the look of it. For them to come back to it again just kind of gave LG all the intel they could ever want.
Yeah, I think it was just maybe the fear of not knowing where people might be positioned in middle, flanking them vents, not having the utility to re-clear a whole lot. You know, they kind of just had to commit back and winds up, you know, hurting them, as now FaZe have to settle for just pistols and a chance for LG to have a much easier bonus round with these SMGs. B-Dog on the Marshall, a chance to extend that lead. And again, they've already had a solid attacking half, and their defense has always been up to snuff.
Yeah.
Over 60% win rate on the defense, so they're in a pretty comfortable position right now, LG.
Great read here from B-Dog. Even gets a shot into Dicey. Very rare will come up, but for the large majority of this opening engagement, very comfortable terms here for LG. Having completely contained FaZe, not just in towards mid, by the way, but you've also got Moose inside of sewers. You've got Tig watching over through B main, although he does fall. Maybe they has to be careful of any follow-up defenders, so a Nebula will be placed. He's going to be able to find a weapon to use, but the question still is there actually enough presence here to actually get on towards site completely? And yeah, it looks actually pretty good for the Gravity Well, able to help get another elimination, but the response from LG's defense just a touch too strong. B-Dog for 3 in the round.
Yeah, really well done there from LG. Again, just an easier bonus round, knowing that you're up against a low buy from FaZe, just pistols at best. Now they can get the Vandal into Tig's hands. Dazzle, of course, can drop the Stinger that's modding out on a Phantom. So they'll keep some SMGs in play here. Try to keep pushing it, keep the economy building. FaZe, again, struggled on attack yesterday against 100 Thieves. But you would think with this composition and considering how good they are at opening frags, and well, we know that, you know, Dicey and Baby Bay are amongst the top 5 in first blood success rate. But as a team, they're number 3 in first kills from the group stage. So you would think, considering how aggressive they are, how good they are at openings, and the comp that they have with the double initiation and Neon, like, you would think they should be able to cook something up. But we'll see.
The biggest thing so far is, even though FaZe maybe statistically have gotten the better part of the tallied first kills, LG have done well to mitigate how free those first kills are. This time, though, the first blood engagement very convincing for FaZe. A 2-for-1 exchange gets us to a very early offensive 4v3.
Yeah, and they still have mailroom control in the process. So they didn't give up any real estate on the map to go for that aggression on the A side. Tig, though, holding nicely here at stairs, catches 1. Poise holds him off with the fragment. Flya catches a frag out in the middle. And so FaZe are really putting the hurting on this B side of the map. There is no one on site from LG. It is just Tig playing the stairs, shuts down the 0 point. It does get stunned and is forced just to kind of sit back and wait for the rotation from Dazzle, but still going to have to play this a man down with full site coverage for FaZe.
And the thing about this, though, even though you've got numbers and the site control for FaZe, is LG are going to be able to rotate to this very quickly, and you can maybe pick up some rifles, but just as soon as I call Dazzle getting into the play, he's immediately taken out of it. Good long-range shots coming out. So now it's on to Tig for the 1v3. Player above him. Very cleanly able to take down Poise. Poise barely even shoots back. Flash now coming out. That's the end of the utility for FaZe's post plan. It's just down to can you get the kills. Good read from Tig for the first. Not going to get the last, though. Supa saves the day, if only just barely.
Yeah, didn't like that FaZe were getting 1v1s there. Really would have gathered them just kind of play together backside and just try to play the tower or something like that. Make sure you can double face them. So a little bit sloppy, but they still get the job done nonetheless. So no harm, no foul. As it is going to keep the game close here. LG, of course, has plenty of economy to buy back into this one with basically a double bonus situation at the beginning of the half. So no problem. B-Dog picks up the Spectre because he's got the Blade Storm. They have several ults in play as well, but so does FaZe. The combination of that Cosmic Divide and Rolling Thunder could be huge for a take.
Yeah. Quick aggression coming out. B-Dog looking to get up top. Able to find one, get the reset on the knives, but it's not going to be enough. Once again, opening first blood engagement. Tilts the way of FaZe, but Tig will respond. And in the first 15 seconds of this round, we're already down to a 2v2.
Again, you expect that kind of pace out of FaZe, but LG's looking to fight him head on. But you're playing in the FaZe's hands when you play that type of style. They're ready to scrap. They thrive in the chaos. That's where they like to be. Now they have a 2-on-2 post-plant opportunity perhaps here on this A side. So Spike will make its way down. Superman still has him guarded with some utility here, but that's a great paranoia. Superman now stressed out, and now it gets hit.
No immediate follow-up, though. And Moose on the cross.
Spike down A.
Keeps it to a 1v1. Super versus Tig. Soup on the backside through screens. Spike just in front of him. Looking to see if Tig is going to challenge, but no such luck as Tig holds up towards the top and crosses by just as Superman gives up the angle. So plant will come down. Now the onus is on to Tig. How do you play for this retake as he gets a dark cover involved? Slow on his approach. Super playing the backside corner. Yep, gets the angle on it. And FaZe now all of a sudden down to within 1.
Yeah, again, I was a little bit concerned for FaZe there in the late round. I mean, they went for the Rolling Thunder push in the screens and got caught. And put Superman in a tough 1-versus-1 against Tig. But again, they're winning out these clutch situations. Even if it's by the skin of their teeth, they're still collecting them. It's starting to build on the scoreboard. As again, Superman continues that fine form from the 100th series from yesterday. Again, gives FaZe another heavy hitter on the scoreboard when it comes to the fragging department. He's at 15, right next to Dicey, Baby Bay at 13, so pretty good distribution there. Economy now low for LG, and this is a chance for FaZe to tie things up.
Yeah. We're going to get Dicey on the tour de force. Quick action on the Baby Bay, throwing his shoulders with the high gear, in fact. And that's enough information, but interestingly enough, Dicey does not get out. The Paint Shells pushes back Baby Bay, and the first blood is actually tallied by LG.
Yeah, they had a big A-ramp stack ready to fight Baby Bay and Dicey head on, and as you said, Dicey unable to escape. Oh, Dazzle trying to catch points as a sitting duck, but able to get away. In the meanwhile, Baby Bay on the opposite side gets his frag on the Mata. That's going to equalize things back up. Tig trying to flank from Ramen, as you were indicating, but misses the opportunity, and now FaZe have an understanding of the lay of the land.
Man, that was tight, though. Maybe a couple of missed chances for LG in what would have been a thrifty round off of both Dazzle and Tig right there, but now you're back into trying to hold off this offensive onslaught towards A. Overdrive up.
Boy.
Moose just melts right in front of Baby Bay. No problems there. Yeah, absolutely not. And the spike should go down.
Something about those initiators being able to stun people and clear corners that seems pretty good on the attack. FaZe being able to start trading their way into some victory here. After Shock will finish off B-Dog, and now it's only on Tig with the Sheriff 1v2. And this time FaZe won't even allow any stress to build. They'll clean that one up pretty quickly to tie things up 9 apiece. And again, this has been quite the slobber knocker here on Split. Elimination on the line, and both these teams are going at it, man.
LG will have a talk about it, though, after 3 rounds come through in a row for FaZe after, I won't call it necessarily their greedy second round full purchase, but in a way it kind of feels that way. I mean, it's just one of those things that in those quote-unquote eco and light buy rounds, they just historically have not necessarily been the greatest at them, even through the group stage, but seems to be a pretty pre-diagnosed setup as far as what they want to do in the attack. And for LG, I mean, where do you look first? Because once again, we're kind of talking about the same thing. How do you stop the initiation this time, comparing it to lacking initiation on the offensive half?
I mean, you've seen LG certainly have the mind of like playing these aggressive setups. You know, we've seen them triple push middle. We've seen them, you know, right there play a triple stack play on A-ramp. So they're trying to go head to head with FaZe early because they don't want FaZe to have that launching pad to play those fast-paced attacks. You know that once you allow those people to find footing, they're able to get off that utility and get into a site and kind of play that flash and dash type of style, I guess you could say, with Baby Bay being the tip of the spear. That's when you allow FaZe to dictate the pace of the game and kind of play their style. So they're trying to disrupt them a lot. The problem is they haven't really gotten much out of that. You know, when they tried to go middle, they got caught that round even. Yeah, they got the initial exchange, but eventually Baby Bay still evened it out. So they could try to keep disruption, or they could try to play a little bit more steady pace. Like, it's just kind of up to them, you know, on what they think is going to be best.
Offensive fault line coming through as FaZe look to get aggressive. Baby Bay still going to force the angle. Dicey right behind it, but is not able to lock down the trade. And this time it's LG kind of drawing a line in the sand to say, we will not take an extra step forward, but we'll fight you if you want to fight. And it works out nicely for the defense.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to sum it up. I mean, the relay bolt didn't really have any impact there from Baby Bay. LG still just have a straight-up fight, and they wound up winning it there. So now FaZe have to play from behind. B-Dog watching the A-ramps. They still have vision on B. Alt comes in to reinforce from Tig on that side of the map. Again, B-Dog feels confident kind of just playing this solo for now. Even has a bit of a crossfire with Moose in the back of A side by Elbow. So, I mean, LG have all their bases covered. Now they can just kind of play standard. A little bit of a miss there, but still have the 5-on-4.
We'll see. It's poised rotating over. I was going to say, is this one of those situations where you're just going to charge the 0 point and toss it out to see if you can move the defense? If that's the call, which it looks to be, it's successful because LG are full rotating over towards A, expecting the hit. It was never coming, though, and now Flya has a chance to try to open the door towards B.
There's still some defense in place, though, with Dazzle and Tig, and the paranoia is there, and time's running low, so Tig, once he feels the pressure, can hit that. Dazzle can play off of it from up top and even has maybe a slow orb he can drop down. So, I mean, there's still ways to stop this from FaZe, but FaZe playing that contact. There's the paranoia. There's the follow-up.
Shots are good, but only for one. Slow orb just inside of the dark covers. B-Dog gets involved for the next response. Actually tags Supa through the side of this, and oh, how about the fall down for B-Dog as well? A little bit of style points coming out of the main, out of LG, and that will get them back into the lead up 10-9.
Yeah, I like the adjustment there from LG. They still are willing to take the early fights, but they take it on their terms kind of from the side itself. What a shot from B-Dog here. And then the drop down roundhouse kick to Superman there. I mean, that's the type of stuff from B-Dog you're expecting to see. As we are seeing great distribution from fragging on the LG side of things, too. I mean, look at this. Like, if you look at the top fragger in the server is at 16, the bottom fragger in the server, I think, is at 10. Like, it's been a very tight race in these exchanges.
Lots of utility from FaZe as they take A-Ramp's control. But it's just all of this is read by Moose's spy cam. So defensively, that was your only real threat you needed to establish was let's make sure we can at least read the play. So you do get the intel needed. Now it just comes down to setting up a response if you're LG.
Yeah, knowing's half the battle. And they are looking to play for retake this time, playing from screens. Moose able to get one. Baby Bay quick to exchange, however. Now the smoke up, allowing the spike to go down. Now it's going to be a 4-on-4 retake from LG, but B-Dog catches points right before the smoke blooms, and they get a res as well on Moose.
So now it's a 5v3.
Yep.
And, well, LG still trying to clear out the top side of A tower, and Baby Bay is actually in a spot that he could respond to this. He's going to have to if there's going to be a chance. Mata feeling a bit uncertain about the clearance is going to go straight to a showstopper, and FaZe has stayed alive through this, at least for a time. But now the problem is you have to stop the defuse. And even though the Aftershock will do some of the job, it was stuck to halfway, and Flya's clutch-up attempts will be foiled. LG on 11.
That was a beautiful retake from LG. Obviously really helped that B-Dog's able to fit that extra operator frag in before Superman smoke blooms on screens. Then they get the res, and they threw a key smoke on A ramps, not allowing Baby Bay to get any vision on A heaven. Then they spring forward the showstopper combo push to get into sight. There's the outshot from B-Dog I was referring to. Now here comes a showstopper. They basically used that rocket and B-Dog shorty to pinch Superman and Elbow for the frag. And at that point, FaZe really just have no recourse. It's just really no way to stop that. So that was really well orchestrated from Luminosity to bring that retake on the A side to extend that lead 11-9. Timeout taken by FaZe. They had a bit of a spurt there with 3 rounds in a row in the attack, but now LG have recovered. They look like they've made the key adjustments. What does LG do now?
I mean, you win this round, you win the map pretty much, right? I mean, FaZe
you're
is
LG,
on a buy and then probably save immediately afterwards.
I would like to see a little bit more challenge at mid from FaZe. I mean, they're usually a team that's very successful at just loading up like 4 players middle and just fighting for male and vents. And then you kind of use that to kind of like just leave that threat of an A heaven flank and B heaven push all the while for the rest of the round while you can still kind of, you know, play the extremities however you'd like to. I think they've been really reliant on some of these like just fast-paced fights on the edge, and I'd like to see them put a little bit more mid-focus in.
Well, we'll see. Lots of pings on the offensive front through mid. The only defender who's currently there would be Dazzle. Looks like this should be a barrier orb early, or just the same slow orb we've seen, and it's a slow orb to create a little bit of extra space. So FaZe will be stalled. 0 point will connect onto at least 2 defenders. So some establishment of FaZe wanting to get to mid will be known by LG. It just comes down to, do you even try to recontest this, or you just give it up if you're LG?
Yeah, hard to fight for it now. FaZe aren't keen on taking it, though. They're still just kind of sitting back, waiting to see if LG is going to get pushy. They had that trademark watching the A flank around Sewer's position. Cam's been rotated by Moose this time to B site, so he's done a very good job varying that. And I mean, FaZe has never cleared that cam.
No,
I feel like
not once.
It's literally gotten all the information every time. And so while Cypher's kind of a controversial pick for some people, Moose has found a way to just get a lot out of it throughout this game as Dazzle now spins his barrier or to block B Heaven. And again, FaZe are doing a whole lot of nothing, and they don't really have any real estate. I mean, look at this. Like, B-Dog is still just solo holding A close. They still have double vent coverage middle. They still have their normal B defense in place. Like, FaZe just aren't really
All this
enough
utilities.
pressure.
All this utility has been countered by one
Yeah.
slower. It's been countered by one slower. So now the Rolling Thunder has to come through. Barrier Orb's going to be broken, but Dazzle gets away with his life no problem. Moose even able to get a tag off of his spy cam will reveal how FaZe are getting into sight. And all of a sudden, FaZe is, yeah, they're on, but they're going to be contained here. There's really no solid exit for them. And, well, the bit of good news is that Fly will actually put a little bit of early defensive pressure, so to speak, on this post plan. And as the Cosmic Divide goes up, it's FaZe who have good control over both Garage and the site itself.
Yeah, that Cosmic Divide definitely changes things. I thought Dazzle was going to get caught there. His head was exposed, but he's able to get away and keep the 4-on-4 retake in play. But they're having to kind of dance around this Cosmic Divide. They don't really have a way to flash through it either.
No.
So, I mean, FaZe can just hold angles here and just, you know, wait out this wall until it falls.
And B-Dog would have to do something incredible. Denies it. Oh, my goodness, maybe he will! He gets the
What?
2! LG just run through the Cosmic Divide, and maybe there's something to be said about FaZe just not having any utility left because all of it was spent on the initial take.
Yeah, that is certainly a lot of it, and they also weren't really catching anything on their way in. I mean, LG were not giving them any fights that they wanted to get trades to give them maybe a man advantage on the post planet, and just never happened. LG keeps it even keel, and then, yeah, they wait out that Cosmic Divide a bit. They gather up. They use the Bladestorm or B-Dog to press forward, and, I mean, that was in the blink of an eye. It was over. I mean, FaZe had the holds. They had good spots, as you mentioned. Again, they had the Cosmic Divide kind of blocking vision, but as soon as LG decided to strike, they hit everything. And now LG looking to secure the pick. 1 round left to go.
0 point will tag Dazzle, and FaZe will this time use that as an opportunity to try to make a little bit of a step forward in towards Vents. B-Dog nearby. This would be a pick and a half from him. Smoke still holds the angle, and he gets the kill on the Baby Bay. Mid now fully contested, and FaZe in a 4v5.
Yep. And now that's why it's no surprise to see how many categories this B-Dog character is in the top 10 of. Statistically, you're seeing it right there in front of your face. The eye test follows the numbers. So he just continues to pop off with this operator, putting the finishing touches on this. There's the third. Why the heck not? Might even look for an ace up close with the shorty here. Nah, Moose will take that away, but I'm sure he's fine with that. The victory is what matters most, and the quad will be how he ends it.
Unreal, man. It's absolutely unreal. And